All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. I want to say thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us on the live stream. Still weird for me to say that, but thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us, you guys. Today, hanging out with me, taking care of you guys and chat. I've got Katie, so make sure you show her some love. All right, and if this is your first time hanging out with us, make sure that you drop in the chat, say hi to us, let us know where you're from. And you guys know how Site Review Tuesday works, but just for those of you guys who don't, this is how it's going to work. We're going to do 3 websites to be reviewed, 15 minutes per review, and then that third site that we're going to review is going to be coming from you guys in the chat audience. So I'm going to throw a link out there really quick. You guys can submit your sites to that link, so just drop in your sites here, and we're going to be going through and reviewing one of your guys' sites live today. We've got DD Barber hanging out with us again today. Thanks for jumping on here. And hey guys, as we're going through these sites, as always, we're going to be giving points, throwing random things on the screen, but it's all in fun. We're not really keeping score. The purpose of this is to just help you guys think about things you could do differently, things that people are doing well, just really to show what's capable, what you can do with your Zenfolio site, and maybe just give you some ideas for some things to improve and some pointers. All right, I got a really quick special announcement for you guys, something really cool. So this Thursday on Zenfolio Live, I got to set, actually not this Thursday, but so Monday this week, I got to sit down and have a quick chat with Wildlife Photographer of the Year, Mr. Sam Rowley. And he's going to be coming on Zenfolio Live by phone this week, but we're going to share that interview that I did with him where he kind of shares the story about how he got that award-winning shot of the 2 mice. And if you guys haven't seen this yet, you can Google it. Just Google Wildlife Photographer of the Year. Or if I can get Katie to throw that link in the chat, that would be amazing. It's a really cool shot, you guys. He was in London on a train and caught two mice like going at it over some food. So, and the story behind that shot is really cool as well. So I can't wait for you guys to hear that. And he is, like I said, also going to be joining us live Thursday by phone as well. So if you guys have questions, he's going to be there to answer some questions and just talk to us a little bit. And hey, really quickly, just a friendly reminder, wash your hands, you guys. Everybody make sure you're staying safe out there. You're thinking about cleanliness and keeping your hands clean and germs and all of that good stuff with everything going on. Just a friendly reminder to wash your hands. All right, let's see. Who else have we got hanging out with us? We've got, is it Bear? It's Bear Gordon, Victoria Bailey, and Keith Moon jumping on here. So guys, make sure you get your sites in that link so we can get those reviewed. We're going to go ahead and get started with the first site today. So I'm going to be probably picking out at least this first site, and then I'm going to let you guys pick out the next one to be reviewed. So this first site that we have is, let me get it pulled up over here really quickly and get it kind of fit to the window here. All right, here we go. So it's, I'm going to try to say it right. It's KanigaPhotography.com. So let me pull this down so you guys can see that, but we're going to get 15 minutes up on the clock. We're going to give this site a good review. Then we're going to review another one. And then the third one will be one of your guys' sites. So make sure you get those in that, that link that's in the chat. All right. So here we go. 15 minutes. And just getting started here on the homepage, let me just pull this back down again really quick. So one of the things up here, looks like we've got kind of, this isn't really the Zenfolio default favicon. I think this might be coming from my browser, but just something that you might want to think about that I see a lot of people forget to kind of update this. And it makes it really easy if your clients have multiple tabs open where they start to get a really small tab. If you have a nice little custom logo in there that's kind of, you know, on color with your logo and that's recognizable, it's going to be easy for them to go back to that tab. But just, you can upload this. It's called the favicon. It's in the logos and icon settings under site settings inside customized view of your site. Now the other thing as well that I really wanted to point out while I'm up here, there's actually 2 things. Right now we just see the title of this homepage up here, and there's a lot more information that you can put in here, right? Because that website title is going to show up on search results, and it's going to show up and search engines are going to index that, and it's going to tell them what your website's about. So what I would recommend is maybe going in there and adding some more text than just your website name in there. So talk about the type of photography you do, mention your location if you service a specific location, but there's a lot more space in here for information. This is one of those settings that a lot of times we set up at the very beginning when we first set up our site, and then we never really go back and modify it or change it. So to get to this setting, you're going to hover over your username in the top right corner of your browser, click on account, go down to website, and then you're going to click on search engine optimization, and in there is going to be your website title and description. Go ahead and give that a nice fresh update. That's going to really help you out with your SEO. All right, let's move on down. I think you've got a really cool logo. Let me get this back down so we can actually see the logo. I think you got a really cool logo right here. I like the color. I like the simplicity of it, and it works really well with this menu bar up here. Okay, so I think that's a really nice, great job there. I'm going to give you a point for that. I think it's a great look. Let's just go ahead and talk about these images here. This slideshow is really well thought out. I love the way that you have some of these images set up like this, just to kind of accommodate any stretching or anything like that that might occur from the different browser viewing. But this is a really cool slideshow. I think I can tell that you've put some time and some thought into it. So I'm going to give you bonus points on that. I think you've done a great job getting that set up. It looks fantastic. And that's it, right? So the homepage is nice and simple, which is what I like. I want it to be enough information where we get found in search results, and then it shows the images, it shows your work. There's not too many images here, and it looks like you're really picking out your best images on here. So I think that's a great setup, and that's what the homepage is meant to do. It's meant to capture my attention and get me to moving on and exploring further through your site. So I think that it's a great start. Now, I am a little curious, and I want to know what you guys think in chat about this site menu. So normally I recommend designing your site menu as the path that you want visitors to follow whenever they're on your website, right? So if a visitor lands on your website, typically, we as human beings, we read things from left to right. We follow things from left to right. So what I always recommend is setting up your site menu to provide that guidance. Okay, once you're on my homepage, this is what I want you to do next. And then this is where I want you to kind of follow and go through. So my question, and you guys let me know in chat what you guys think. Do you think that having the about section first is a wise choice? Do you think maybe we should pull this services over? Like, logically, what do you feel like the next path or the next thing that you want people to go to should be? In my opinion, personally, for me, what I like to have people go to after they've seen like the best of my work, I want to present them with the option to go explore the rest of my portfolio really quick, just because most likely that's probably what they want to do, is see more of my work before really learning about me or contacting me. Just a question. Throw your guys' comments on that in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. But so right here we have the about page is next. So we're going to hover over that, and it's actually a drop down menu, which I like, because a lot of times as photographers we need more than just one about page, especially if we want to tell about our business, about different things. So we have about and we have contact. Let's go see, and let's go meet Dwayne really quick. All right, I think this is a great about photo. I mean, from your work that I saw on the homepage, it looks like you are really into traditional kind of studio portraits, and that's definitely, when I see this portrait of yourself, that's definitely what it tells me. And you've got some information over here, and I'm in the second site menu item in, and I can already see where you're at. So you're actually down below me, down in Georgia. So I can already see like, hey, this is a photographer that if I was looking for a photographer, potentially I could work with, because maybe they're in my area. But the one thing that's nice is having that about information next is it lets me quickly see where you're at. And that's one thing that was kind of missing on the homepage. I don't recall seeing that, but let's go back and check really quick. It's always nice to make it really nice and easy for people to know within a few seconds, hey, this is a photographer that services my area. Even if you have it listed on Google and it shows up and they do the whole photographer near me, it's still nice to reassure them like, yes, I am definitely in your area. These are the areas that I service. And having that information here somewhere on the homepage is really nice. Your welcome message is a good place to do that. All right, but let's go ahead and let's move on to your about message really quick. So this is nice and short. To be honest, guys, I'm not a big reader. So when I'm going through people's websites, I am a scanner. I look for information that I feel is important and relevant, and I skip the details. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but I'm just saying that there are people like that out there. And so for people like that, I would be more apt to watch a quick video than I have to actually read this, because chances are I'm probably doing something else at the exact same time that I'm doing this as well. And so being able to listen to you talk about what you do is really helpful for people like me. Now, my wife loves the details. She'll sit here and read all of this, and that's great that you have that on here as well. So I think this is a great about page. Again, I'm just kind of left wondering, is this the right organization for you? But yeah, let me know what you guys think in chat. Let's move on to the contact page really quick. This is probably going to be the default contact page, the Zenfolio built-in one. Guys, this one is perfectly fine. It gets the job done. It presents the information that needs to be presented. It makes a nice, easy way for people to contact you without having to open up their Gmail or have to remember how to log into their Hotmail or any of that stuff, right? They can send you a message right on the page, which is really nice having this set up. All right, let's see. And so far, everything has been really consistent. So if you guys have noticed, the navigation to the site has not changed. That's because Dwayne is using his site header, which is what I recommend using across your entire website. It's going to let you keep that consistent navigation to where no matter what page we land on, as long as that site header is showing up there, the navigation is going to be exactly the same as it was on the previous page. And that helps people navigate through your site faster and more efficiently. So let's go check out what services you offer. So we're going to hover over services. And again, I love that you're utilizing drop downs. I see so many websites where they have 30 million site menus items up here, right? And one of the things that I always recommend is maybe you need to have a lot of site menu items, right? Maybe you need to have a lot of direct links, and that's okay. What's not okay is that you only have so much room on your site menu, first of all. So if you utilize drop-down menus like Dwayne's doing here, that's going to let you consolidate that stuff and let everything that you want to show up in those drop downs. Now, the second thing is if you have a lot of site menu items up here and they're not organized in drop down menus, then think about websites that you visited where you come across and there's like 20 or 30 different things up there and you're like, oh, wow, like it gets to be overwhelming. And so what I love that Dwayne's done is organized everything in his site menu drop downs like this. It keeps all of these direct links available, but it's not overwhelming me. I don't feel like I have 30,000 things on this site that I have to explore. I have it broke down in these nice sections, which helps make it easier to digest for me. So let's jump in. Let's check out family and individuals. And so this is your portfolio page. So a couple of things I always like to point out. One, gallery captions, you guys. I cannot tell you how powerful, how useful gallery captions are. They'll let you tell a little bit about the services that you offer. It's a good place to put in location information and a good place to put in a call to action like a contact me link or something like that. And definitely recommend having that show up in the top of your portfolio. You don't have to write a novel. It can be just a few sentences, but something to help clients understand what you offer better and help search engines find you better and to give people a call to action. So gallery captions, they're so powerful, guys. You have to start using them. They're amazing. Okay, so also select photos and share up here. So this is a portfolio gallery. So I'm left wondering, what am I going to be selecting photos for? So if I click select photos and I can go here, I can now add these to favorites. I'm not against this, but is there a reason to have it set up like this on a portfolio page? That's my question. If the answer is yes, then leave it the way it is. If the answer is I'm not sure, I just forgot to turn it off, I would say go ahead and remove that so it doesn't distract people. Now, I do like leaving the share button up here. This lets people share this gallery link. Oh, I hit something. This lets people share the gallery link to their social media, right? And the important thing is that they can't share the images out. It shares the gallery link. So it's actually going to be sending traffic back to your site, which is really, really helpful. So if you have that turned on, I would probably recommend going in and getting rid of these little social media icons that show up when you hover over the image, just because I feel like they're slightly distracting whenever I'm browsing through the portfolio and looking at these images. Now let's talk about the images for a minute. Absolutely beautiful images, and you have a nice diverse selection here. You are doing a superb job at selecting images to display. There's not too many. That scroll bar is not giant, so I know I don't have hundreds of images to scroll through. I almost would like to see maybe a few more, but this is not a deal breaker. I think this is a fantastically nice selected images and fantastic setup portfolio. Maybe just a few more. Other than that, I think this is great. Now, we are missing categories and keywords down here, so if you've taken the time to keyword these photos, none of that's helping you right now because it's not actually showing on your site. So you need to go in and set your gallery captions, categories, and keywords and all of that to show. And then we'll show that down here in a little box so it doesn't get all distracting over your portfolio. Really quickly, I talked a lot, so let's move on. Let's go down to, let's check out a couple more of your portfolios. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping everything stays consistent and we can move on through the rest of the site. So far, it looks like everything is staying really consistent. Again, just a fantastic job selecting these images out. They show me just enough to let me know your skill level, which your images are beautiful. These are just gorgeous photos. They show me just enough, but I don't feel like I have hundreds of images that I need to browse through. Like, I can definitely tell what your skill level is as a photographer and the type of work that you're producing, and it's consistent, which is amazing. Another thing that's really important is making sure that the work that your portfolio is displaying is consistent. If you have a photo from 5 years ago in your portfolio and you have a newer image up there and you've obviously grown and as a photographer, it's time to start thinking about replacing those photos. Now, what you have here is fantastic. So again, categories and keywords not showing. Definitely would suggest turning that on. Let's check out one more portfolio just to see. Let's check out your personal works. Okay, so this is going to a group. I think this is fine for personal works because these are like different things here that you've done. Let's go back really quick and let's check out specials and see what that is. And then maybe we can move on. So this looks like 2019 Christmas special. So this looks like maybe a specials that you were offering at one point in time for Christmas. So hopefully you're going to be doing the same thing again in 2020. Maybe you could put something up here that talks about, you know, this event is closed. Announcement for 2020 will be posted soon or something like that, letting people know that you're going to be doing this again. They can already kind of look here and read the information about it, and then just kind of prepping them for when that that comes around so they can register. Let's check out the event and division really quick and see what this is. And this just popped me up into another tab. So one of the things, I'll pull this down. This is probably going to be the last thing I get to point out. But that opened up in a new tab. So that was a site menu item that opened up in a new tab. And we still have your Zenfolio navigation here. So not necessary to have that open up in a new tab. You could totally just let that open up in the same one. That was a little weird. You guys, it kind of felt a little jarring when it opened up in that new tab. So I would definitely probably recommend just having that open up in the same tab. Overall, I think you have a really great website. Everything is super consistent. I think you've done a great job at selecting images for your portfolio, really strong portfolios. I just want to see those gallery captions being utilized. I want to see those categories and keywords. That way you start appearing more in search results. But overall, wonderful site, absolutely beautiful images. I'm saying great job on that. I think you've done a fantastic job. And thanks, Dwayne, for getting your site submitted so we could get that reviewed. All right, you guys, let me close that out. Let's see. So let's get another site to be reviewed. So I'm going to let you guys pick this one. I should have said something earlier. I'm going to let you guys pick this one. So while I'm catching up on comments in the chat, why don't you guys throw a number out between 1 and 41? So that's 1 and 41. The first number I see in the chat, that will be the site that we review. So throw that in the chat. I'm going to catch up on your guys' comments. All right, let's see. Let's see, who do we have join us here? So we have Zapcat said aloha. Thanks for jumping on here, Zapcat. Lynn McIntyre added a question, so we're going to get to that question in a second, Lynn. Maybe, hopefully we still have time. Let's see, Bear Gordon, just getting started, just finished my price list. Congratulations, Bear. That's a big step. Don't minimize that. That's a big step. So many people get on Zenfolio and then they never get their pricing, and then they just kind of put it all on the back burner and wait till the last minute. So good job getting that started. Let's see. We've got Franklin Fitzgerald said 38. So let me go and see which site 38 is really quick, and let me get that pulled up. 1 second here. Okay, it looks like it's showmeasmilephotography.com. So let me get that pulled over here and get that resized. Get that to fit in here. All right. All right, guys, if you have not submitted your site yet, make sure that you are going and you are throwing your chat, or throwing your site link into that submission form, because the next site that we review is going to come from you guys on the live chat. So again, if I can get Katie to throw that link in chat for you guys, go hit that form up, drop your site link in there. The next site that we review is going to come from one of you guys who are hanging out with us live today. So go ahead and go throw those links in there so we can have those to choose from, and we'll be reviewing one of your sites here shortly. Okay, let's get started on Show Me Smile Photography. So we're going to put 15 minutes up and we're going to get that review going. All right, so just starting out here, this is one of our, well, this is not one of our new presets. This is, let me just go to the home page. I was on a weird page for some reason. Okay, here we go. So first of all, gorgeous images, like absolutely beautiful images. Let's just scroll through here really quick. I love like the style. Like you have a very distinct style about your photos, and they really are consistently just coming across. So love these photos here. There are a lot of photos here on the homepage. Whoops, I did a magic mouse thing that was not so magic. So let's see how many photos are on here. Let's see if we can find the end. There are a lot of photos on here. So that's probably one of the things that I would think about is maybe making sure that you're culling these down a little bit. Obviously, you want to make sure that you have your best photos showing up front, but just culling them down a little bit. There doesn't need to be more than, 10 to 15 images on the homepage. They're absolutely gorgeous, but that was a lot of time that I had to sit there and scroll, when honestly, as a photographer, right, you really want me as a visitor moving on and not spending that much time on your homepage. You want me reaching out and contacting you, or looking at your other work, or going to the schedule your session link. So those are the things that you want me doing, right? Not spending time scrolling through your images on your homepage, even though they are absolutely beautiful. All right. I love the logo. I think it really matches your style. It's really nice and soft, and it just goes really well with the style of your images and this whole homepage setup. Now, one of the things that I am noticing is, like I was talking about earlier, we're getting a lot of site menu items. Now, there are not a whole lot. Well, it looks like there are. And one of the things is the way that you have them titled, and the text that you're using is really using up a lot of space. So if you guys think back to the previous review where I was talking about utilizing drop downs, this is where you really need to utilize drop downs, because just looking at this here, there are a lot of site menu items that we can't see. So when I had this up fitting in the window, right, the site menu stops at photography classes. But if I bring this over here, okay, and if I start sliding this over, you guys, there's 1, 2, 3 site menu items that we didn't see. Let's see how many more we can get. So I think that was it. So with your current site menu setup, on a lot of browsers, people aren't going to be able to see those last 3 site menu items: the contact, the about, and the what to expect. So what you're going to want to do is go in there and reorganize using some drop downs, right? Or you might think about changing that site menu text. So one of the things that is hurting you here is that site menu text. It's really spread out. There's a lot of space in between the menu items. So maybe a combination of changing up that font, that text a little bit, reorganizing into menu items, and then maybe that will get you kind of where you need to be as far as getting your site menu items where people can see them. Because right now, again, we're losing them and we can't see them. And if we're browsing, we didn't know that you had this what to expect kind of thing. So it's something to think about there. Really important that you guys understand this about your site navigation. Okay, so let's keep moving on here. Let's read about this. Immediately here on the homepage, I love this. This is what I was talking about earlier about the welcome message, having your location in here. 2 seconds on the site, scrolling down, I know exactly where this photographer is located. Tennessee, beautiful state, love Tennessee. Not a fan of driving through Tennessee when I have to drive across the state and it takes like, I don't know what, like 5 hours to drive through Tennessee, but it's an absolutely gorgeous and wonderful state. Love that state. So we have featured galleries and collections here, so we can see what galleries and stuff that the photographer has featured. And that's pretty much it on the homepage other than the site menu. So just some gorgeous photos here. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep moving on through this site. So for me, this is something, if you want to show like the featured galleries and collections, and it's a nice way to feature some stuff. To be honest, I want to keep my homepage condensed. I don't want people to have to scroll. Again, I want them following my site menu because that's the path that I have strategically designed for people visiting my website to follow. So think about that when you're setting up those site menu items, when you're designing your homepage, right? You want to strategically design it for a specific path that you want visitors to follow. And in most cases, that's getting them to contact you and become a customer. Okay. So let's go up and let's take a look here. So we're going to go check out your galleries first of all. So you do have a drop down here. Let's go galleries. Let's go to family and let's just take a look. So you're utilizing the gallery captions. So I'm going to give you some bonus points for that. Gallery captions, again, are super powerful. You guys, if you're not using them, definitely start using them. Now, one of the things I would love to see in here is a call to action, right? A link that says like, click here to contact me to discuss your upcoming shoot or whatever. Just something that sparks me as I'm looking at the photos, as I'm reading this. And since right now I can't even see the contact link up on your site menu, a contact call to action would be really nice here in the gallery caption as well. All right, let's keep going down. So just hovering over these images, we do have the little social media icons. You are not showing the share button up here, so if you want to let people share, that's fine showing these. There is the favorites icon here, so if this is a portfolio, again, my question is there a reason for people to be saving favorites from your portfolio? If you answer yes, there is, perfectly fine. Leave it, let it show, that's fine. If you're not sure, I would maybe go in here and turn that off for this particular gallery. That way there's just not this little element that I'm kind of distracted by. I'm going, oh, I wonder what this does. What happens when I click it? And then to be honest, what happens when you click it is you get this. And that could be scary, right? To a visitor who doesn't know anything about Zenfolio, doesn't know anything about you as a photographer. Clicking that favorite and then all of a sudden they get hit with this, that could be a little scary as a brand new potential client might be seeing that. So maybe you might want to think about turning that off. Let's go down here and let's just keep looking. Absolutely gorgeous photos. The scroll bar is not really big, so there's not too many photos. I mean, getting close, I definitely would not add any more photos. If anything, I would think about replacing as you're going through and updating your portfolio. And then just lastly down here, no categories and keywords showing. So right now, that caption that you have in there, I didn't read the caption, but if it has location information and it mentions family photography, that's going to be helping your SEO. But if you have taken the time to keyword these photos and do anything else like that, it's not helping because that's not showing here on the page. So let's go back up. Let's take a look at your next portfolio. I'm going to go to, let's go check out your favorites. So I'm not going to spend as much time on the portfolio this time. I'm going to try to get on to the rest of your site. Again, I love that you have the gallery caption here showing. So just great that you've got that going on. Same feedback. We've got the favorites icon up here. Does it need to be there? Is there a reason why? Just some stunning and beautiful photos. I love this like signature look that you've kind of developed, and it's so consistent across the site. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful photos. Let's keep going here. Let's just take a look. There are quite a few photos in here. Now, this did say your favorite, so this is not so much a portfolio as maybe just a way to show, like, as a photographer, these are the photos that I really like. And I love that you have this in here. So that's definitely something really cool. Guys, something you could think about, right, is putting little things like that in your galleries just to kind of talk a little bit about not just who you are as a photographer, but who you are as a person. Because you, aside from just letting a potential client know that you do great work, you need to let them know what kind of person you are. Are they going to like you as a person? Do you have the same values? Are they going to be able to connect with you? So doing little things like this is exactly how you can show off your personality on top of just showing your images. So I think that's really cool. Bonus points for that. All right, let's keep going. And again, no categories and keywords. So I would definitely recommend that you get on that. Make sure you get that turned on and showing. Let's check out your investment page. Okay, so this looks like it is a custom page. The setting is a little off to the left side, so it's a little strange for me. Not sure what's going on there. Not sure if there was supposed to be an image over here, or if this is an image. If this is an image, you definitely want to think about not putting this up as an image, maybe making it as a PDF and saving it in your PDF section, or just rewriting this as actual text on the page. I think it's great that you've gone in and you've set this up, and I love the layout of this. It's amazing. But what I would suggest that you do is get it set up a little bit differently so there's not this little weird spacing, and maybe add an image in here or two just to make the page a little bit more interesting. And again, if this is a custom page, you have all that editing space. You can go in there and you can add call to actions of contact me. So important, you guys. Anywhere that you can add that contact me link and that call to action, when people are going through here, they can act on their impulses. And that's one of the things that we want to do, is we want to make sure that we are making it as easy as possible for potential clients to act on any impulses that they may have during this process. All right, let's check out your schedule your session link here. So this looks like it's going to a 157 Bookio page. And just to show you guys, this was set up 100% how I would recommend setting it up. This link took us outside of Zenfolio to a booking service. So it opened up in a new tab. So when I'm done here, or if I'm not sure that I'm ready to book, I can close this and jump back into Zenfolio. Now, to speak on booking really quickly, you guys, there's going to be some big news coming up very soon on that. So you want to make sure that you stick around. Not today, but it's going to be coming up sometime soon. Don't have an exact date, but there is some news coming about that. So you want to make sure that you stay tuned in so you don't miss any of that information. Okay, let's keep going. Let's check out photography classes. All right, so 2020 photography classes. Now this is like center aligned. It's a little different. The whole setup of this is still a little strange. It's really tight up top. You might consider going here and adding a header image, something like that. But I love that you have this set up like this. I think that this is really cool. Now, one of the things that I would recommend doing, and I think it's Nicole, right? Yes, Nicole. So one of the things I would recommend doing, Nicole, is you could use Zenfolio's pre-order to kind of set this up, where you could actually take payments for your photography classes, and you could have the dates and stuff listed on there. So I've done a couple of live streams on using the pre-order for different things like that. You should definitely go check that out. But again, there's going to be some news coming up in the not so distant future about some things that's been in the works. So, but you can definitely use Zenfolio's pre-order to take payment for classes and different things like that. Again, really cool setting this up through the custom page. Lots of people don't venture into that feature, and it's a really powerful feature. In fact, if you guys haven't tried playing around with Zenfolio's custom pages, then I would like to challenge you this week to get in there and play around with it and see what you can accomplish. Bring it back next week, or not next week, bring it to Zenfolio Live and just say, hey, I played around with custom pages and this is what I was able to create. Throw the link out in the chat. Maybe we'll share it on Zenfolio Live this week. So that's my challenge for you guys. All right, let's go and check out some of these hidden site menu items really quick. Let's hit up your contact link, which is probably going to be the built-in contact page. Perfectly fine, super simple there, easy, it's done. Let's check out your about page really quick. We got like a minute left. Really great about photo. Love starting out with about photo. And then you have a lot of text information in here. One of the things you guys will hear me say over and over again is that I am a big advocate for about videos. There is no better way to let your personality come across to somebody than in a video, right? Get somebody to shoot some behind the scenes footage of you on a shoot. Talk about why you love what you do and really let your personality come across. And there's no better place to do that than in a video. And then take that video, start your own YouTube channel, put it up on YouTube, embed that video into a custom page, make that your about, and that's going to help you as well with traffic coming from YouTube, and it's just going to let people really get a sense of your personality and who you are. Okay, so let's see. I think I was able to hit all of the pages. Oh, no, what to expect. We got 55 seconds left. Let's check this out really quick. So this is some information on what to expect and how to prepare for your shoot. Great stuff having this in here. One of the things that I will say to you guys is any of these pages where you're putting information in that looks like text, but it's not actually text. Like I can't tell, but I think this might be an image or a PDF. Whenever you take that text and you make it a flat image and you put it in there, you lose the SEO benefit because search engines can't read all this text that's in an image. So even though it might save some time, even though it might be easier to design something like this in Photoshop, putting it in the custom page's actual text is going to help your SEO and is going to help these pages show up better on search results versus just doing a standard image like this. Overall, though, Nicole, great job. Absolutely beautiful photos. I want to say thank you so much for submitting your site. You got a wonderful thing. The biggest thing for me is this site menu, getting this site menu reorganized so that everything can show up here on this without us having to kind of scroll and look for it. All right, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we are going to do a live review of one of your guys' websites. So if you haven't thrown your link in chat, you've got like 2 seconds to get it in there. Not in chat, but on that that form. We're going to come back and do a live review of one of your guys' sites here in just a second.
Hello Zen friends, Katie here from Zenfolio's customer support team. Thank you for joining us for Site Review Tuesday. If you are here for our live broadcast, you may already see me right over here in YouTube chat, ready to help with any questions you may have. For those of you watching the recorded version of our broadcast, you can submit any questions that you might have in the link below in the video description. You can also submit your own site for our review in the links below. Also, if you love us as much as we love you, please be sure to click the like button on this video and subscribe to our channel for lots of great info on managing your Zenfolio account and customizing your site. We're so grateful to have these pre-submitted user sites. Now let's take one of your live submissions. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for watching.
All right. Again, make sure you guys show Katie some love in the chat. She does a wonderful job of helping me take care of you guys, and she has done a lot of site reviews herself. She always was doing such a great job, and I just really appreciate her hanging out with me every Tuesday and taking such great care of you guys in chat. But it's time for our live chat audience site review. So this was randomly selected from the sites that you guys put in today. Let me get this site and drag it over. We're going to be taking a look at victoriafranksphotography.co.uk. So here is that site right here. I'll pull it down just so you guys can see that again. Right here, it's victoriafranksphotography.co.uk. Now, one of the things I want to tell you guys, if you've been throwing your link in that form and it didn't get picked today, two things happen, okay? It goes into our backlog, so it may get picked on a later date down the road on a Site Review Tuesday, and you can always come back next week and submit your site again for that day's review chance, and we might pick it that day. So if it didn't get picked today, don't worry. It was nothing personal. That live site is completely randomly drawn. I have a crazy spreadsheet over here that does, I don't know what it does, but it picks a random site for me. And like I said, if yours wasn't picked today, make sure that you come back every Site Review Tuesday, because it could be reviewed that one, or you could put it in for a chance for have it reviewed as part of the live. Okay. Here we are on Victoria Frank's Photography. Let's go ahead and get the live time started here, or review time. And first of all, I have to say, really, really cool logo, Victoria. I love this. I love like this. It just flows really nicely. I think it works really well with the site and your images. Now this site kind of looks, it's using one of our newer site presets, which I think works really great for wedding photographers. One of the things that you probably want to make sure of is make sure that the images that you are selecting for this are probably landscape oriented images, I think is what you're going to want to be using, so that you can make sure that kind of everything fits. But overall, I think you've got some beautiful photos here. You've got some nice information here. Let's see, is there information on where you're from? And right here is location information. So for me, you've kind of already ticked off a lot of the boxes here on the homepage. And what's nice is that we don't have a lot of extra site menu items for us to kind of go through. So let's take a look at your portfolio. We're going to click on this. And then we're going to scroll down here and take a look. And hey, we got Rodney Glenn Photography jumping on and hanging out with us. Thanks for jumping on and hanging out with us, Rodney. All right, so we're going to go down here. So this is wedding day. So this went to portfolio. So I clicked on portfolio, and I think it went right to wedding day. So I'm guessing weddings is the only thing that you do. That's it. Or maybe that's what you want to do 99% of the time, and that's perfectly fine, that being the only portfolio. That's what I usually recommend, right? Whatever type of photography that you want to do the most of, make sure that that's your highlighted portfolio, or if you only want to shoot weddings, make sure that that's what you're showing. This is a really nice, easy setup. You don't have to have multiple portfolios. You can show everything in one portfolio if you want, as long as you're really smart about the images that you choose and the portfolio set up really well. Now I will say we're missing the gallery caption, so you're definitely going to want to take care of that. We're hovering over the image and we have these social media icons. Now that's fine because we don't have the share button up here, so this does let people share this gallery link out to social media with this image as the thumbnail. It doesn't share the image out of the gallery. It keeps people from going from sharing the images out of the gallery. It basically puts a link to this gallery on social media. All right, let's kind of scroll down. Absolutely beautiful photos though. And I love that you don't have like a lot of repeated things. So a lot of times we'll come into portfolios and it's like the same shot over and over and over again, just different people. And here I'm just seeing a really nice diversity of shots. Now there are quite a few images here. I don't think it's overdoing it, but I would definitely, and as you can see here, if the client has a slower internet connection, it might take a second for all the images to load, which is another reason why you want to think about the number of images in your portfolio. But so far, absolutely beautiful images, just gorgeous. Let's go to the bottom and let's see if we have categories and keywords showing. So I'm not seeing any categories and keywords, so I would really love to see you get that gallery caption up and going. Talk about why you love weddings, put a call to action in there, make sure that your photos are keyworded, categorized, and then let's get those gallery captions, categories, and keywords all showing so that this page can be performing as best it is at its optimal performance for SEO. So some of the things you want to do there. All right, let me go back down here. One of the things you might want to do, Victoria, if you have some past clients that would do a favor for you, have them come in here and like this. Call all of your friends, ask family members, ask everybody to go in here and give this page a like, or just turn this like button off. Either one of those options, but what we don't want is we don't want people coming in here and seeing this like button with 0 likes, especially with these beautiful photos that you have. So call in some favors or go in here and turn it off, but let's get that like either removed or just not to be at 0 anymore. All right. Let's go back up to the top and let's keep moving on. So venues. So hovering over this, and we're going to go to the Inn on the Lake Hotel. Okay, and so this looks like nice. So it sounds like what the idea is that you're going to have a list of maybe venues that you photographed, which is a great idea. And having it set up there, this is not only helpful for your SEO because you're talking about those venues and it's going to draw people in, but this is also kind of a service to the venues. So hopefully you're talking to the venues and letting them know, hey, I'm linking or I'm putting up images of your venue on my site. I am putting it there for brides-to-be to maybe potentially choose your venue as a place to have their wedding. Would you be interested in linking back to me? Can we work out some kind of preferred venue, preferred photographer kind of deal where we link to each other? And then also too, make sure that you're putting caption information in here, maybe a link to that venue's website. And make sure you have that link open up in a new tab so that people don't leave your Zenfolio site. They just get a new tab going to that venue site. But not only then are you providing value to brides, but you're also providing some value to those venues who then will hopefully return the favor to you as well. All right. So I think it's beautiful though. I love this idea. I love that you're showing these photos. Let's scroll down here and just take a look. Absolutely beautiful, 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 beautiful. Categories and keywords too. So any of the galleries, I'll probably mention that, anything that's public. One of the things I do want to point out, this text right here is slightly hard to read when I'm not hovering over it. So just one thing to think about. I have pretty decent eyesight, and I always have to keep in mind that things aren't as easy for other people to read as it is for me. And so I try to make sure that I compensate a little bit for that. I mean, as photographers, I feel like that's true for a lot of us. We have really good eyesight. We're really keened in on details. We just have to remember that not everybody's like that. And this text right here might just be a little hard to read. Let's check out your About Me. All right. One of the things I will point out, this is staying nice and consistent. I love this logo up here. Love the consistency. And then we've got a short little bit of text. Looks like we have, okay. All right. So for those of you guys who are wondering, hey, how did Victoria do this on her About page? This is a custom About page. So bonus points for you, Victoria, for setting up a custom About page. I love that you're opening up with this little short, like kind of tagline, and you have this nice, beautiful photo of yourself. And then you've got good information in here talking about yourself. And it kind of tells a story and shows some images. So I think wonderful, wonderful About page. Very, very nicely set up. Really, really cool. And this page, without even reading anything, tells me a lot about who you are. So for me, the person who hates reading stuff really appreciates this page because I can quickly scroll and get a really quick sense of the type of person that you are without reading a single word. And then if I want to read, I can come back in and read this information. Again, I'm always going to suggest a video would be wonderful. I would love to see a video here, but I think what you have set up is really, really nice. Great job. Let's check out your pricing. All right, so pricing, this looks like it's going to be another custom page. So we're just going here. We're talking about your text, or not about your text. We're talking about your packages. So this is a really good explanation of packages. Let's go back up here because the one thing that I'm looking for as a bullet point reader is I clicked on a pricing link and I don't see any numbers. So when I click on a pricing link, my brain essentially starts looking for numbers, and it may just be that I'm a weirdo like that. The only number that I see is 500 here. So I'm not saying that you should show your pricing because I understand there's the controversy of do you show your pricing online or do you not? And it's definitely a strategy, right? So some people say, yes, show your pricing. That way there's never any questions. Some people say, don't show your pricing because then you're just going to be going to people who think that they can afford you and you should be presenting your value. So I don't know which side of the argument I fall on that, but what I will say is that it looks like there's a lot of good information here. As a person thinking this was a pricing page and not seeing any pricing information, the title of it confuses me a little bit. I might change that up to say package information, because it sounds like maybe you do custom wedding packages exactly tailored to your wedding. And so maybe you might want to change it to that, because this really doesn't give me any of the quick, short, simple, I'm looking to see if I can afford to hire you as a photographer, which is perfectly fine if that's not the strategy that you want to have, if that's not the game that you want to play. If you want to show people the value and then work with them to create a package, totally fine. I would maybe just consider retitling this just a little bit to make that clear. This is package information. Okay, FAQs, let's jump in that. Beautiful page though, love that it's consistent. You definitely have a certain style. Everything is consistent from page to page, the way it's laid out, the images that are shown. You are very brand aware and it's coming across very strongly in here. I love how you have this set up. Let's keep taking a look though. So frequently asked questions, and here we go. Here's a call to action right here. Great call to action. So when I get to this frequently asked questions page, there's a call to action right here. What I would love to see is I would love to see that call to action earlier on in some of the gallery captions, right? Like maybe you get clients to where they don't need to make it all the way here. They see your photos and they're like, man, I love this photographer's work. I want to reach out to them right now, making it easy for them to act on that impulse without having to go and try and track down your contact page at the end. That's what I would like to see in those gallery captions. Okay, so some great questions here. Do you travel? Yes. Are you insured? Yes. Do you offer packages, bespoke packages? What is the booking? I think this is great. This is a really cool custom page. Absolutely. I think this is a wonderfully set up custom page. It's nicely laid out. The image up top is really nice, and then it's got adequate information. It's not overwhelming. It's really easy to understand and follow. So I think you've got a great job there. Let's go to your kind words. Let's see here. Mr. and Mrs. Patterson. So, oh, this is awesome. This is really cool. So this is testimonials, customer testimonials. Not only is this a custom page set up, you've done a great job setting it up with the text here. That's actually text and not an image. And you have a photo of that wedding here. So I think that that is phenomenal. This is just fantastic. So huge bonus points on this. This is really nicely set up. So just going through here and kind of looking at some of these. Absolutely. I think it's wonderful. This one, I can't tell if it's missing a photo. There just wasn't a photo there. I would try to, I mean, not a big deal. Quite honestly, I'm just trying to find something to say about your site because it's set up really well. But one of the things you might think about is just making sure that all of them have some kind of images. Even if this particular client didn't want their faces shown, maybe that's where you put a detail shot. Or something like that, just so you can show that kind of information. But this is a really, really cool page. I love the way that it's set up. I think this is great. All right, let's go check out your contact page. Let's see where that's going. All right, and the contact page is working. So everything here, this is all just the built-in Zenfolio contact page. Again, super easy to set up. It's already built for you. You just have to link to it. Perfect way to use it. And what's nice about this is you've actually gone in here and added some more information. So other than just what's default. Now, one of the things that I do feel like I've kind of missed, and let me go back and make sure, is I haven't seen any links to your social media other than when we landed on that contact page. So I haven't seen any up here in the site header. Is there some in the footer? Let's go back to the home page and let's just take a look really quick, because that is one thing that is nice, is having links to those. So down here it looks like it is. Let's just click on those really quick and let's see if those are all working. All right, so that one works. This is something, you guys, make sure that you're checking pretty regularly. Sometimes if you change your social media, sometimes you change the name, it might change the link, and then you forget to go back and update this. So just make sure you give your site a reality check and you go back and you're making sure that all of these links are working. They're going to where you want them to go to. All right, so it looks like all of these are working perfectly, and brand consistency is here as well. So the same logo here. So I don't feel like I'm going to a completely different photographer. I'm seeing the same style of images, that same logo, perfect, very well set up. Let's check that on Instagram really quick as well. Same thing here as well. So just really nicely set up. Everything is consistent, just nice and consistent, staying the same. Victoria, I think you've got a really great site. Again, as has been all day today, my biggest thing is those gallery captions, gallery keywords, making sure that that information is there, making sure that you're making it easy for people to act on any kind of impulses they may have, especially if it is reaching out to you to contact you because they're interested in hiring you as a photographer. But very, very beautiful website, very nicely laid out. I really like the way your site menu flows. I think it flows really nicely. I think you've done a great job at that kind words page and just the other custom pages that you've set up. You've done a really, really great job setting that up. So kudos to you. Really beautiful website. All right, you guys, we've got about 5 minutes left. So I know you guys have been asking questions in the chat. Let me see if I can find a question that I can answer in 5 minutes or less. Let's see here. Let me go grab a question right here. And let me just throw this question up. All right. Let's see here. All right. So for my homepage of my Zenfolio site, should I use the homepage logo and homepage menu, or is there another option for making my site menu and logo position the same site wide? All right, great question. You guys are going to hear me say this pretty consistently almost all the time. I recommend always using your site header and your site header logo and leaving your homepage menu and homepage logo turned off. Now, the reason that I recommend that is because that site header and site header logo can be used all across your site, whereas the homepage menu and homepage logo can only show on your homepage. So if you want to keep things consistent across your site, you want to use that site header, menu, and logo. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, let me just jump into Customize View really quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go right here. We're going to hit Continue. And then if you go to Options right up here, under Page Elements on the homepage, you'll have an option for the homepage logo and homepage menu, but that option only appears on the homepage. So once you leave the homepage, the rest of your site does not allow for the homepage logo and homepage menu. So that's why I recommend using that site header that's up here, up at the very top. So page header right here. All right. So let me go down here. So once you set that up, you can definitely apply it. Now, just to show you really quick too, the homepage logo and homepage menu, depending on the layout that you're using for your homepage, can also show up in different places. So that's where you kind of get that sidebar menu and sidebar logo, which kind of falls over to the left side, and it's kind of weird sometimes depending on how your page is set up, which again is another reason why I recommend using that page header, because it gives you that option of just keeping everything the same across your site. So that's what I recommend doing. Once you do that, just make sure that you publish their changes so they actually go live out to your live site and are on your live site. All right, great question though. Let's see, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. It looks like Katie has answered a ton of your guys' questions in chat. You guys make sure you show her some love. Hey, and if you have questions as you're working on Zenfolio, don't forget, if you have this little chat icon, that gets you to our live chat support right here. And I'm not just saying this because I work with Zenfolio. I'm saying this because I know each and everybody on our support team personally, and they are one of the most amazing groups of people that I ever have had the privilege of working with. They love you guys. They love helping you be successful. And so if you have questions, don't wait till you're frustrated. Even if you think it's a silly question, just click on that chat icon and they are there to help you guys. They know Zenfolio like the back of their hand, and they can definitely help you with whatever questions that you have. If you've never used the chat, make sure that you try it out. They love hearing from you guys. And just whenever you close the chat, make sure you give them a chat reward, guys. They get those chat rewards. The feedback that you leave on the chats helps a lot as well and means a lot. It helps us kind of optimize things. So make sure that you are following up with those chats and leaving any kind of feedback or getting those chat rewards if your Zen Master did a really good job. So big shout out to our support team, guys. Those are really They're hands down. They're some of the most amazing people I've ever had the privilege of working with. But hey, unfortunately, guys, we are about out of time. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who jumped on here and hung out with me today on the live stream. We've got Dee Barber, Victoria Bailey, Michael Scherer. Hey, Michael, thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us. We've got Hewitt Visuals. Let's see, Franklin Fitzgerald. Zapcat. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Rodney Glenn Photography hanging out with us. Let's see who else. Sharks 408 is in the house. Kathleen Riley. Hey, Kathleen Riley. How are things up in your neck of the woods? We've got Ride with Riley, Tim Hoffman, and I think I've got everybody. If I missed your name, I definitely did not mean to miss your name, and I'm sorry. But I want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget, coming up this Thursday, Zenfolio Live, Wildlife Photographer of the Year Sam Rowley is going to be talking about how he got that incredible photo of those two mice in the subway or the train stations where it was at. And he's actually going to be joining us live via phone to talk to you guys a little bit, answer some questions. So it's definitely a Zenfolio Live that you don't want to miss. Make sure that you guys are staying safe, you're being smart, you're washing your hands, and then make sure that today, tomorrow, sometime this week, you go out and you do something nice for somebody, you encourage somebody, and we all work together to make this world a better place. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you all again on Thursday.